The word paradox comes from Greek root para, which means against, and doxa, which means belief. A paradox is a statement that combines contradictory features or qualities. Now, what does that mean?
Let's see when we talk about 5 mind-blowing paradoxes.
So, we will be talking about 5 mind-blowing paradoxes today, and let's get straight into the video. The first paradox is the barber paradox.
In a town, there is a barber. He decides who he will be shaving by using a rule. His rule is he will be shaving only those people who do not shave themselves, and he will be shaving all such people who do not shave themselves. Now the question is, does the barber shave himself? Suppose the barber does not shave himself. Now since he shaves all such people who do not shave themselves, he should start to shave himself. But if he starts to shave himself, he will be breaking his own rule because he will be shaving someone who shaves himself.
The next one is an example of a self-referential paradox. If I say, I'm lying, then it means that the sentence I am speaking is a lie, which means I am lying is a lie. That means I am not lying, which again means I am lying is true, and therefore it becomes an unending loop. That is what paradoxes are about. We don't know what the solution is. It can be true, it can be false, it can be true again, it can be false again, and so on. Let me give you a good advice here. Whatever you might do not set such a sentence as your alarm, because you will never know whether it's a true alarm or it's a false alarm. Let's play again. Let me ask you a question and let's see if we can derive the paradox from this question. This is also a self-referential paradox, and this comes from a philosopher in the late Middle Ages. Let me ask you this question. Suppose Socrates and Plato are having a conversation. Socrates wants to cross a river and he comes to a bridge that is guarded by Plato.
Socrates comes to a bridge guarded by Plato. Plato tells Socrates to tell a sentence. If Socrates speaks the truth, Plato will let him cross the bridge. But if Socrates speaks falsely, Plato will throw him in water. The question is, what does Socrates say that puts Plato in a paradox?
So pause this video and think about it. Remember, it needs to be a paradox. Plato needs to be confused about whether to throw Socrates in the water or not to throw him. So what does Socrates say that will put Plato in a paradox?
Pause this video and think about it for a few seconds and then resume this video to see the answer.
Okay, hope you have got the answer. Here is the answer. Socrates says that you will throw me in the water.
If Plato throws Socrates in water, then Socrates' statement comes out to be true. Plato violates his promise because Socrates has spoken the truth, but in spite of that, Plato has thrown him in water. But if Plato lets Socrates cross the bridge, Socrates' statement comes out to be false, and hence Plato should throw Socrates in water. In that case, Socrates' statement will turn out to be true, and in spite of that, Plato will be throwing him in water. So, were you able to solve that? Let me know by putting a victory sign in the comment section below.
Another example of self-referential paradox is a tricky question, and you can ask this question to someone who asks you a tricky question and tries to fool you. So whenever someone asks you a tricky question, ask them this question. Is the answer to this question no? If you ask someone this question and they say yes, then that translates to yes. The answer to the question is no, which means they should not be saying yes, they should be saying no, because that is what the answer to the question is. So they should be saying no. But if the answer is no, that translates to no, the answer to the question is not no, which means the answer is actually yes. But if the answer is yes, we again go back to the beginning of the loop and it keeps continuing like this So here is another life-saving tip. So whenever your teacher gives you homework or whenever your boss gives you work, ask them this question. Is the answer to this question no, that you are giving me homework or work? You only get good things in life if you ask the right questions. Next paradox is so important. It's a must know in life. It will help you to bunk classes and take leave from office.
The paradox is like this. Suppose you want to go somewhere. After covering half the distance, you will have half of the distance left. Now, after you cover half of the remaining way, you will have half of the remaining way left, which is 1/4 of the total distance. After you cover half of that, again half will be left. So, you will have to travel a series of distances which are half of the way, 1/4 of the way, 1/8 of the way, and so on. And this will keep going on forever because you can always divide the remaining distance in half.
So why study? You will always have half of your remaining syllabus left. Why work? You will always have half of your remaining work left. And why wake up? You will always have half of your remaining sleep left. Last paradox is my favorite paradox because this is what happens to my money every month. Yeah, so this is what happens to my money every month. There is a village where everyone is in debt, and there is a hotel in that village. A tourist comes to stay in that hotel. The hotel owner says that give me $100 as a security deposit and go check the rooms. If you do not like the rooms, then I'll return you your money. So the tourist agrees. He gives the hotel owner $100 and he goes to check the rooms. The hotel owner used to owe exactly $100 to the chef. So he gives the money to the chef gives it to the grocer gives it to the teacher to the doctor to the nurse, and the nurse used to owe exactly $100 to the hotel owner, so she gives it to the hotel owner. Now the hotel owner has his $100 back, and he has paid all the debts he had, and everyone has paid off their debts. So now the tourist comes back. He says that he does not like the rooms, and he takes back his $100 and leaves. Now the hotel owner does not earn anything. In fact, no one in the village earns anything, but no one in the village is in debt anymore. This is what happens to my money every month. I don't know where it all goes. At the end, I earn nothing. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, share this video, and comment down below which was your favorite paradox, and subscribe to YNZ so that you get to see more such videos. I'll see you in my next video. Till then, take care.